Oh, hi. Welcome to Ice Cream Queens. We have a wonderful episode for you tonight. And I would like to bring in my two lovely co-hosts right away. Hello. I know.
fall in love with you. Sorry.
Hi. I love you. I figured
Hello,
since it was
lovelies.
about creatures. Hello. How's everybody
Oh,
doing?
yeah. Okay. That makes sense. Creatures. The good. Yeah.
Say that again.
Goat.
The good.
That wasn't what you said. The goat. Sorry, I loved it.
The good.
The goat.
Goat.
Okay.
The goat.
Oh
The
my God,
goat.
we have a phenomenal guest with us tonight. And normally we do a pre-show chatter to talk about what we have done. But because this is such an interesting topic and a fun topic, and we're excited to share this, and not to mention we want to talk about our fur babies too. So let's go ahead and bring in our guest, George.
Hey, how you doing, ladies?
How
Lovely
are
to
you?
see you again.
How are you? It is nice to see you.
It is a pleasure to see you all. I was saying in the chatter, and I would say on air for you guys, when I first joined the network almost 2 years ago, I was checking out the other shows to see, basically if I want to hang with you guys, whatever else. And Your All was the first show that I really enjoyed. So it is an honor to be here with you all to talk horror stuff and whatnot. And we get to throw fur babies in here too. So yeah, that's even better.
Yes. Oh, yeah. So tell us a little bit about tell our group, our fans, a little bit about you, George, and where we can find you and what they can watch and learn about. Come on now.
All right. Well, my name's George Buehler. I run Fanatic Forum. It is a place for geeks of every shape, creed, culture, size, whatever the case may be. I am a 43-year comic book reader and fan. I'm a horror movie and other kind of movie fan, but huge music geek. I'm actually wearing a Graveyard t-shirt, one of my favorite Swedish rock groups. So if you know them, then we're already friends. I am a video game geek. I mean, I'm a really wrestling geek. I'm a geek in all forms except for Doctor Who. Sorry, any Whovian.
Oh, that's Lauren.
I try.
Control yourself.
I'm sorry. I grew up like in the old like PBS days, like the doctor had like the hat and the afro, stuff like that, and then like some of the later dudes, Tom Baker, that's who it was, So like I grew up like those guys, like okay, I just couldn't get it, Monty Python, yes, I'm there. Faulty Towers, absolutely. I love some BBC comedy stuff. I tried. I'm sorry.
Question on the new stuff. Where did you start? Who did you start with?
I really haven't. I just kind
of. Well, then that's your problem. Okay, sorry. Continue.
Okay. Fair enough. Yeah, I mean, what was when they first started doing the movies? The Christopher
Eccleston.
Dude. Eccleston. Yeah. When I saw, it, I was like, okay, they're doing a little more serious kind of stuff. It's like just. I don't know. It's just a property. I could say the same for Pokemon and Dragon Ball and other stuff, Power Rangers and other kind of, Ninja Turtles, things like that. But, I can't be into everything. I can be in a lot of things, but I can't be into everything.
We have a comment here by Dave. Could you hit it, Magda?
Dave Mattingly says, if the dog dies, call John Wick.
Please do. Please do. Okay.
Agreed.
Okay.
Skylar says, good evening, ladies.
Hey, Willow.
It's good to see you.
By the way, we always call her Skylar because that's the Skylar Productions, but we know her name is. We know your name is Willow.
That's Willow. We know.
I'm just always like, I'm so conscious about someone commenting something and me knowing who that is, but at the same time, I'm like, I'm just gonna read the name that they put. It always makes me like really nervous.
Yeah. But anyway, but you can find Fanatic Forum Friday nights live, 7 p.m. Eastern. I'm on Facebook. I'm on YouTube. And if you can't join us live, that's okay. You can catch up later on and, leave a comment. I answer them because I actually talk to my audience and I love you guys. So, I appreciate all the comments and every one of you guys. So there you go.
Fun.
We love your show.
What's your,
we absolutely love.
Sorry. What is your next episode on? Just so people have an idea if they want to.
Oh, actually, you guys might dig this one here. So, a good friend of mine that I would, when I worked my TV days, I got to hire cosplayers to basically do like DC superheroes, right?
Ooh, fun.
And so, one of my friends who I've basically kept in touch with, who's been my favorite Supergirl, Melinda Beck is her name, but anytime I would hire her, everybody thought I got Melissa Benoist. I'm like, no, it's not the real Supergirl. It's like, she looks I know, that's the point.
That's amazing.
But she's a hardcore theater actress. I mean, she trained in swordplay. I read that on her resume. I'm like, if I wasn't already married, I would ask for professionally trained in swordplay for theater. I'm like, Anywho.
We won't tell.
Yeah, she has a new podcast called Moss Hollow. Moss Hollow. Awesome. It is an Appalachian horror story. Melinda does all the performances herself and does a beautiful job with it. But she's got another person who does kind of like the score music. There's another person who does the soundscape. It's like an audiobook with like a soundscape and a soundtrack. It is friggin' awesome.
Can we get her on our show too?
Right?
Yeah. I'll look you guys up. But yeah, she's 4 episodes. She's 4 episodes in right now. She released a new one, I think, like Tuesdays. I think the new episodes come out. But yeah, she's gonna be on my show next week. Can't wait. Or actually, this week, this Friday. Yeah. So,
we're dying. I'm dying to see that. Anything that is Appalachian lore. Oh my gosh, there's so much there.
Like we haven't identified what the thing is, but I think it might be kind of like a hate. If we're going into Appalachian horror, basically like an angry ghost, one that likes to try to tempt people and lure them to themselves and whatnot. But we also get a little bit of like some Wiccan mysticism and stuff as well. So yeah, some good old fashioned herb magic kind of stuff like that. I'm not talking weed. I'm talking like actual like herbs and plants and stuff like that. Herb magic kind of stuff like that.
It's a different herb magic.
Oh. Sorry to be over here.
Sounds amazing.
Sorry to be over here giggling. The entire time anyone talks about like don't follow the thing into the woods, all I can hear is Magda being like, "Don't follow the wisps. Don't follow them."
And Magda is correct.
Away from the wisps.
By the way, I am
your friends.
I am so excited that she's actually covering something that is not that thing that we don't speak about. I will say it because I'm not.
What are we talking about here?
What?
Yeah.
Bondage? Did you say bondage play?
No, yes, the bondage play. Family friendly.
We talk about that.
So now's the perfect time to give the disclaimer. Warning: this show may contain strong language and disturbing topics, which may be unsuitable for children, and unusual humor, which may be unsuitable for adults.
Well, yeah.
Perfect timing.
Yeah.
Thank you, Joey.
Beautiful, Magda. Thank you.
Thank you, Joey the Roadie, and thank you, Magda, for reading that. By the way, I'm sorry, we don't use you for your voice. We really don't. We think that you're absolutely no. Honestly, she is brilliant. We love Magda, but listening to her say anything is like butter on a hot tortilla.
Like butter.
Like butter.
I'm gonna get like just some random song now and be like, okay, Magda, I need you to read WAP in the most like Scottish way you can.
Oh no. We were actually talking about having her read smut to us. That was the thing.
Yeah, that was able to be on the show where we read the bad writing. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah. No. You can make it up to us. We are fine. No, we totally. Okay,
we have a topic.
Shit. Do we really?
Eventually.
We do have a topic, and our topic is pets and horror. But before we get to pets and horror, all of us have little fur buddies that join us. And George, would you like to share yours? And if you can pick one up and put them on camera, we're fine with that.
Caroline, you want to be on camera again? You want to be live?
I was about to say, like, everyone go cat hunting. I'm assuming they're all cats.
Un momento.
Not mine. I'm the only dog person.
Yeah, true. I'm over here like,
let's go there. There we go.
Oh.
And by the
Rest
way,
of them
if you want to
over here.
share,
And I get my headphones in to hear you guys. Yeah,
and if
this
you
is
want to
Carol
share a
Ann.
story, please do.
Carol Ann. Hi, Carol
Yes.
Ann.
So we when basically we adopted all three of these girls, they are actually from the same litter. A friend of my wife, she and Michelle's trying to keep her attention over here. But anyway, a friend of Michelle's rescued a mama cat, and about a week later, she had a litter of 5. So all the girls are from the same litter. And Carol Ann, I've grown up with black cats my entire life, and Carol Ann is the most affectionate black cat I've ever met. Like, she's like forceful, like she will run up on you like, you love me now.
She's gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, she is big old fluffy girl, and like you pick her up and you think like she's big beastie thing, and you pick her up and she's like, oh, it's all fluff. So yeah, she is not fat. She literally is fluffy. Iris, you want to be on camera? Okay, now, and then I've got Iris. Her full name is Iris West Allen. Because when we rescued her, the little girls who were fostering them said, "Oh, she's like the Flash because she runs around really fast." Like, no, she's a little girl. So that means she's Iris West Allen, who's Mrs. Flash and also has been a speedster at one time as well. So
nice.
There we go. And then lastly, we have Pepper Potts. And or if we get her full name, Pepper Marie Potts, because when she's in trouble, it's Pepper Marie. But Pepper is my executive assistant, my familiar, my reason for being, and my shadow. But, and Carol Ann, when she's in trouble, she's Carl. Yeah.
Coral, stay in the house, Coral. Okay, we get that.
Yeah,
we get that.
But she's bad, she's Carl.
Willa says, I didn't come here for this show to be on topic. We are never on topic.
Good. Willow says, I was greeted by 2 black cats on my way home last night. It took me an extra hour for me to get home.
So you were lucky.
Aye.
You were lucky. I consider that to be luck.
Yeah.
So, Lauren, you have your hands full. And she's raising her hand that she wants to ask a question.
This is soy sauce.
I meant soy sauce.
Soy sauce is a giant ball of rice that someone poured soy sauce on top of. So that's one of ours. We also have Selena Kyle, which we just call Lena. That's Lena. She's a daddy's boy.
And she looks like
girl.
Pepper.
Sorry, daddy's girl.
Selena looks like Pepper.
We have Yin Yang, who is a rescue. He came from an abusive household, so he's a little shy, but he loves shoes to a worrying degree. And then we also have Hex.
Your cat has a shoe fetish.
Yes. And this is Hex, also known as Heck and Chunks, because she's built like her mama. She's a big girl. So those are our 4.
Okay, I have to ask, who is the head butter?
That is the one on the bottom here. Yin Yang. He is the head butter.
Okay, because I have been head butted by Yin Yang. So
yeah.
Pepper's the head butter in our family, but she only headbutts me.
Magda, do you have?
But mine won't be coming here. But I did send in pictures of my cat. I have a little Russian blue by the name of Soshka. She's Soshka Koshka because Koshka is Russian for cat. So she's a sweetheart. She's a floof. We call her our grumpy old babushka. So and there's the leg of one of my quilts. So she's a sweetie. She's a floof. She's lovely.
Oh. So is that okay? So it's my turn.
It's your turn.
Yes.
I have one asshole. I don't know how. Look at this bombastic side eye he is giving me. Okay, I'm just going to tell you. He is. I'm the dog person. Yes, I am. I know I exude cat energy, but honestly, I am a lot more wolfy than I am cat. But yes. So Bobo Taco. He came with the name Bobby. It didn't really fit. So Yeah, he
Bob
was reading.
was better.
Yeah, Bob Otaka. He's majestic and derpy all at the same time. Look at this face. He is the cutest thing. We refer to him as Fat. I don't know. He eats all the snacks. And I do have this wonderful story that I think I have shared with Lauren because I was completely traumatized by the incident, where he basically he jumps in the bed with me and proceeds. He's an affectionate dog. He loves to snuggle. He loves to kiss. And he starts like licking my face and licks the nose ring out of my face. I don't know where the hell the nose ring has gone. It is completely gone. And I swear, I'm sitting there. I'm like, where's my nose ring? Where's my nose ring? So I'm like, go find another one, put it in. I think it might be a nipple ring at this point because it's ginormous. It is sticking out the side of my face. Everybody at work was like, what the hell is in your face? It looks like a nipple ring. And I'm like, it could be, I don't know, because I don't have nipple rings, but I don't know why I would have them. But there's a good possibility this is what is sticking out the side of my nose. But my dog shows up and goes, bleh, and spits out my nose ring on my face. I'm like, there's no way I'm putting this damn thing back in my face at this point. That's what I live with. He is an asshole. He is the sweetest thing ever, but he is an asshole. He is a rescue. But yeah. Okay. Yeah. So there you go. There's our story for the night. All right. So let's get on topic.
We
might as well
have a topic.
We
only 17 minutes in. Good job, everyone.
Yay!
I know. I see 24 minutes in, but that's okay. All right. What?
Huh?
What?
Are you time traveling, DL?
Speaking of Doctor Who.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. All right. So tonight we are talking about pets in horror, and I want to start by leading with an audience participation question. We haven't done this in a little while, but what is your favorite pet from any horror work? It can be movies, it can be books. Lauren, you go first. Because
sorry, actually, I don't have a go first. I will answer that question, but also second audience participation question that I just thought of. Put your pictures of your pets in the comments if you're on the Facebook chat. I want to see your pets. Yes. I want to see your what do they call it? They're the fur babies or their fish.
Scale babies.
Yeah, brilliant.
Any of those. Anyway, sorry.
Share your babies with us.
Continuing back on favorite pet from any horror thing.
Why don't you go first, Lauren?
Sure.
Yeah.
I love Church from Pet Sematary so much. Probably because he looks almost exactly like a cat who, when I was an infant, would sleep in the crib with me, and I grew up with this cat. His name was Zonker. And so, like, that was my childhood cat, and Church looks exactly like that cat. So I grew up watching it being like, and then mine's going to come back from the dead, and he will be my zombie kitty, and we will be friends forever. And that's just the way my brain translated that. So I really have to go with the original Church, by the way, for anyone listening on the podcast. Yeah. I do like the remake Church. He's very fluffy and like dangerous looking, but I like the original Church better.
I must confess, I have not seen the remake.
I haven't either.
There's some good spots, like there's nods to the original and where they moved things around. It was okay, but wasn't a big fan of the ending. I'll just leave that there. The ending was it left some to be desired.
And I know they're doing a prequel coming out soon, aren't they? Like
the prequel is coming out. Or I don't know if it's a prequel. I've seen people talk about it. Hang on, my mother actually just sent this to me.
Yeah, I read an article. It is a prequel. Yeah.
Oh.
So I don't know how far back it goes, but
I'd be curious to find out because I feel like that is something that can reach back very, very far because Pet Sematary has a lot of legend that goes around it, and I feel like that is something that I really want to see that.
Pet Sematary Bloodlines streaming October 6th on Paramount Plus.
Nice. I have
Magda, that. Okay. All right. Magda, you want to read our comment below?
Ryan says, only horror movie pet I know of is Pet Sematary. I didn't really like the remake. Sorry, folks.
Fair.
I've not seen it. But,
Hang on.
rule of
All
two.
right,
We got a list.
I'm gonna throw some shade here. I liked Pet Sematary 2 more than the remake.
Oh dear.
And I know
I
a lot
didn't
of people
start.
hated Pet Sematary 2. I actually liked that one growing up, okay? Had the creepy, like, fluffy dog with all of that. And then there was the past scenes with the brother going on.
But you had Clancy Brown too.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah. And
So-
Clancy makes a lot of things better.
I agree. So Willow commented that she wanted to know if Binks from Hocus Pocus counts. And I kind of,
I'm going to say yeah.
yes and no, because Binks didn't start off as a cat.
Oh, true. Binks was
So I do
originally
have-
human.
Yeah, I do have a couple of I do have a couple of points that I would like to kind of throw out there. Here with me. Let me look at my notes, because initially when we were talking about this, we were talking about the pets and the pets that started out as pets that were not supernatural. So there are a couple of things that we are not necessarily going to say kind of fall into that category. I think the Norwegian dog from The Thing, when we were introduced to him in The Thing, he was already a monster. Now I realize there is a prequel to that, which sadly I haven't seen.
Don't.
Okay.
You waste your time. Okay.
All right.
Complete waste of time.
Okay. And then the other thing that I really want to comment about is we want to stay away from animals that were injured on set.
Oh, yeah.
You know, yeah. There is a particular incident that I do want to share because I feel like it's an interesting story that a lot of people don't know about the
snake. Give a trigger
from...
warning first on it.
Okay, there's a trigger warning. There is a trigger warning because there is death and there is snakes. I don't know what your trigger is. It could be either one. But Friday the 13th, there was a snake that was brought in, and the handler, we have pictures of it. So when you get there, you go. So this is the snake that was brought in from Friday the 13th. And I was very fascinated with this until I found out that the handler who brought in the snake did not realize the snake was going to be killed. And the snake was killed right in front of him. And he was so distraught that he had to be basically just pulled off of the set. But I want to, that's one of the stories that a lot of people don't know. And a lot of people look at it and they're like, it's a snake. I'm like, I don't care what your baby is. If you have a connection with that animal, and several of us have had animals that are not, or creatures that are not furry. I think that's a good way to put it. We've had lizards, we've had snakes, we've had spiders are furry, but a lot of those creatures that do not necessarily fit the traditional cats, dogs, but they are just as heart-wrenching to lose as any animal. So I just really want to kind of touch on that we're gonna stay away from like
any more of that.
No discussion of the yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Yeah. My selections are hero animals, so there you go.
Yeah, that was the other thing. We're trying to kind of stay away from the villain animals. So like, I don't think we're going to be discussing Cujo or the shark and Jaws. Things like that. Even though
that shark had it coming anyway. So.
However, we spent a lot of time, you and I, Lauren, talking about Lost Boys.
Yeah.
And okay.
Nanook.
If you want to, yes, Nanook.
Nanook, when we brought up this discussion, that was one of the first images that came to my mind was, okay, that is to me the epic dog in a story. And I know a lot of other people have other ones that they think of more, but to me, that's the first one. And I was like, oh, yes, let's talk about this dog.
Absolutely.
And one of the things that I really liked, we were discussing Nanook, but we were, you had almost forgotten about Thorn.
I did forget. I had to Google it and be like, wait, who? Oh, yeah.
So Thorn is Max's dog. And one of the things that I found really interesting about this movie that a lot of people don't think about is that Nanook and Thorn are both familiars.
Yep.
And they are
100%.
complete, although they are parallel storylines to one another. However, they are defending the opposite. For instance, Nanook is defending the vampire slayer, where Thorn is defending the vampire. And I thought that was a very interesting story. You know, when I started looking at it, it's like, I love that. I love that so much because, I'm sorry, I want to cuddle Thorn.
Well, I really like the choice in breeds of dogs that they used for this as well, because there is the traditional, if an animal sees a vampire, they're more likely to be angry at the vampire. So there's a lot of, the cats are hissing at them in the movies, or, you know, the dogs start growling and trying to attack the vampires. However, on the flip side of that, there's also the legends behind the vampires have the protectors on their premises, which is the wolves. And so I really like...
Or crows.
Or crows, yes. And so I really like that. The one that was the familiar towards the vampire was the one that looked more like wolfish, with the white wolf-looking dog. And then the other one was not... Well, actually, you know what? I'll ask Malamutes to me are kind of wolfish, but it was less appearing of wolfish on camera. So I liked the choice of breeds that they did there.
And kind of piggybacking on what you said there, Lauren, I also like the choice that they made that no harm came to either dog. And if you kind of look at it, they're both good boys. They both do their job. They do their job well. They love their masters. You know, yeah, sure, will Thorn rip your face off if you come near his daddy? Yes. If you're a vampire, will Nanook rip your face off? Yes. But they're still good boys.
They are. They are. And something that I found very interesting in lore regarding vampires, specifically white horses had a tendency to be a bit more hostile towards vampires. And they had a tendency, horses in general did not like vampires, but white horses, because of the element of, quote, purity associated with them. And Thorn was a white shepherd. So I kind of thought that was very interesting that they used a white shepherd for his familiar, for Max's familiar. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, that's a good point. I like that.
Yeah.
And I can dig that horses don't like anything that's, unnatural, undead, because they're very sensitive creatures anyway. So.
Oh yeah. Well, and I think that this kind of, when you start looking at animals, specifically pets in horror, they are, you do find that they are sensitive to supernatural.
Anything, yeah. Actually, really good segue. One of my picks, and while this is a well-liked movie, it's not like a huge, movie, but a lot of people remember the movie Sleepwalkers from the 90s. I think it was like 92 when it came out. And basically the Sleepwalkers, of course, were unnatural creatures themselves, but their direct enemy were cats. Because they kind of date back to Egyptian lore, and since cats were sacred creatures, they're literally direct enemies. So basically, in this movie, cats are heroes. And our main hero is Clovis the cat, because his cat is, or his daddy is a police officer. And so Clovis basically, actually, I think I've got a picture of him in here.
We do have a picture of Clovis.
Where did I put? Here he is.
Our back, there we go. Yeah. I'm sorry about that, y'all. Joey is a little busy. Our 5-year-old decided to come down and want to be on the show, so he's like, no. Get her back upstairs.
I specifically grabbed this meme here because this is very telling of Clovis. Because, don't mess with Clovis, because a cat who can bring together a whole army of cats to kill you is definitely a cat with whom you do not want to mess with.
Yeah.
And that's exactly right. His dad's a cop. And basically, he was kind of the first one to say, "Hey, I don't like this guy. I can see when he does this whole, obfuscating, turning visible sort of thing like that. I can still see you. I don't like you. You're bad. I'm going to come to your house and park about 100 cats in front of you and just wait for you to come outside. I dare you."
Yeah.
That's Clovis.
So Skylar did mention earlier Binks from Hocus Pocus. We said not counting because originally human. However, Salem reboot of oh God, not Buffy. Dear Lord, someone help me.
Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Thank you. I'm sitting here
Yes, thank you.
creepy show with supernatural stuff. Insert every show I watch. But yeah, Sabrina. That one was quite creepy, and Binks was in it.
Oh, I love this reference to birds.
Yeah. Oh, actually, what was my wife had a comment about the Burbs. If you remember the Tom Hanks movie, it's not quite creepy, or it's creepy horror, but there's a little dog in there that is thought missing or thought dead that turns up later. That same dog was also Buffalo Bill's dog in Silence of the Lambs.
Precious.
Yes. Precious. Yeah.
Which I think someone had actually mentioned in the comments a second ago.
Oh, did I beat them to it? I'm sorry, commenter.
There we go. Oh,
Precious. That's one of the. I believe DL, you were mentioning this before the show. It's one of those moments in this series where it's just kind of like it brings a little lightheartedness to it. I think was that you that was saying that.
Yes, it brings lightheartedness, but it also brings a bit of hope because it's something that is bright and that is affectionate during a very, very dark time in that movie. So, I mean, the introduction of Precious at that time, I mean, there's just something about her, about Precious in general. And by the way, if you haven't seen the new series with there's a series that's either called bear with me. I meant to look this up, but I just not
Hannibal, right?
No, it's not Hannibal. There's one that's specifically about Clarice. That is.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, it's either called Starling or Clarice. I cannot recall, but there is a focus on the senator's daughter, and she has the dog, so she keeps Precious, and it's kind of like a security blanket for her. And I love that idea because if you're coming out of that house, and first of all, the owner has been deceased,
killed.
Killed. So now
violently unalive.
Right, slightly unalive, but she walks out with the dog, and there's a big question about taking the dog, and she's like, no, I'm not going to give the dog at the end of the movie. And the series continues on, and she is kind of, in the episodes that I saw, she is a bit of a main character, where Clarice is the main focus. The senator's daughter comes into play quite a bit, and she has the dog, and it's almost like a security blanket for her. So
she's carried around in a purse.
I hope not.
No, I don't. Actually, I think she's more agoraphobic and doesn't go outside.
Oh, okay.
That would also make sense.
Yeah, understandably. So, yeah.
If we're speaking of poodles, I'm pretty sure like the same poodle landed on all of our lists at one point. I know I put up a picture and Magda was like, yep, ding, bingo, that one's on my list too. So can we go ahead and pull that up?
I'm sorry, you cannot. Go ahead.
What was the poodle's name again? I cannot remember.
Gonk.
Thank
Short for
you.
Algonquin.
And for people who cannot see, that is the poodle from Elvira, Mistress of the Dark movie.
So the story behind, do you want to share this, Magda? Since I know this was something that you were discussing with us.
Elvira, Mistress of the Dark is, if you don't know, a very silly, over-the-top comedy, but the touch of horror. I mean, it's Elvira, so it's going to be over the top. And she inherits a home with her aunt, I think it was. And one of the things she gets is the familiar Algonquin little poodle. she decides it's too prissy, too girly, and wants to make it a bit more punk. So she dyes its hair and shaves it and gives it little piercings and I think a spiked collar, and decides that Algonquin is far too fussy of a name, and so she shortens it to Gonk.
Old Gonk.
Gonk is a good boy. He's a good boy. He's precious
Yes,
in the film.
Gonk also transforms into a different dog. I think it's a Rottweiler
It
during one of the scenes.
It does. I think it's a Rottweiler.
Yeah, like the guy comes in and Gonk goes up the stairs and the shadow goes like from poodle size to like big dog size, and a Rottweiler comes down and chases the guy out of the house at one point. Unless I'm misremembering that. Somebody tell me.
No,
I haven't watched it in a while.
And what did Willow say? The actual Gonk did not get along with Elvira?
Yeah, Gonk was not a kind dog to Cassandra Peter. You can tell in that photo. That dog looks pissed to be there. That dog just like...
Well, she dyed its hair. He looks angry. I mean, honestly, if you gave me a pink mohawk, I'd be pissed off too.
Smile on her face is like, somebody save me.
I know, somebody please take this animal. Yeah. I always assumed that was her dog.
No, I think that was an actor dog.
Oh, I'm so glad.
Go.
Right. Well, came up with that. I knew we had to mention this one, which was how about Jonesy from Aliens?
Yes.
Is that lovely little
believe
ginger
I sent,
cat?
I believe us. Yep, there's the photo.
Oh, by the way, look at how young Sigourney Weaver is. Oh my God,
She's
is she
baby.
Yeah.
1979, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow.
Okay,
Wait, all right, can we bring that back in? I just want to see for a second, what is this patch on the shoulder here? Is it like a turtle? And I see the rainbow.
Yeah, I think that was like the Wayland Yutani corporate symbol there, because basically that's in alien lore. That's the corporation that basically sends them out to go do mining expeditions or terraforming or whatever the case may be. It's an You're right, Joey. Yes. There it is right there.
Thank you, Joey.
Okay. I was just wondering. I was like, oh, rainbow. Yeah.
So I had two. Sorry, I had two that I thought no one else might mention. They're a bit offsides. So, right. First, there is. Have you ever seen the movie Phenomenal?
Yep.
Yes.
A long time ago.
Right. Well, Enga, the chimpanzee.
Yes. Thank you.
I mean,
okay.
It's how solve the mystery of the entire movie. So how could you not? I mean, that's. If we're saying good boys,
that's a good one. Yeah, I didn't even think of that.
Good point.
So I thought that one was a good one. Another is there's a movie. It's a black and white. It's in Persian, but it was filmed in the United States. It's a vampire movie called A Girl Walks Home Alone.
Yes.
I'm not seen this one.
The cat, Masuka, is the name of the cat. That's sort of. It's the thread that keeps the story going, that moves the narrative forward, going back and forth and being curious. And it's a fascinating film. If you've not seen it, it's lovely. It's
beautiful.
It's artier than The Hunger.
It is.
Yeah.
But it's beautiful.
Yeah,
and it's a gorgeous little fat cat that I just.
I love the cats.
Now, you touched base while we were talking personally about one that I absolutely love.
Who are you talking to?
Magda.
Oh, okay.
You were talking about one of my favorite movies ever.
I
watch it 4 times a year.
The Bell,
Wicket.
the Book, and the Candle.
Yes.
Such a beautiful cat. It's a lovely story. It's lucky I have a tendency to watch it fairly frequently, at least once a year. And I love that cat. It's so pretty. It's just beautiful. It's perfect. And I love one of my favorite images of all time when it comes to films has got to be the picture of Kim Novak holding Pyewacket right here. And you could just see the eyes. It's just stunning. That eye.
Oh, that's pretty.
Just beautiful.
And honestly, I really want to know if they colored the cat, there was some like film coloring of the cat's eyes to make it match hers.
Could Could be.
I don't know.
Because
Some cats do have that blue, that like piercing blue eyes.
Yeah.
Also, the
That is
cat's
it.
like other eyelids look like they're partially closing there as well, because you can see there's a direct line and then the white on the inside.
Good
That's
point.
like a second. So that's like bringing a lot of that white out.
Yeah. And of course, I mean, this is the 60s here, so they're not going to have as much visual effects, resources. So they're actually going to have to find a cat, basically, to kind of match Kim Novak as best they can.
And I think they did a wonderful job in that. I don't know if the cat that played Pie Wicket was her cat, but there were like several images of her with the cat for marketing purposes. And the scene that everybody remembers, specifically that cat with her over the face, is her casting the spell over Jimmy Stewart. And that's just absolutely amazing. I thought it was beautiful. I mean, absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, that's how I knew that Michelle and I were going to be okay, and that I would get along with her mom, because that's a movie that they all grew up on. I'm like, okay, we're good.
And, all right, I keep seeing the cat in the photo because y'all put it up a couple times, and every single time my brain goes, "Oh my god, look, it's Booger!" Because we had a cat whose name was Boogie Monster. And it looked exactly like that cat, but we all called her Booger for short. So I see a beautiful cat like that, and that's why I'm over here giggling. I'm trying not to be like, Booger! Okay, sorry. Okay, reel it back in.
What about the Stephen King movie, The Cat's Eye?
Oh, one of my absolute favorites.
See,
and plays into.
I don't remember if the cat had a name. I think it's just called the Tomcat. I think.
General.
I think you're right. Yeah.
His name is General. Yes. Yes. So General actually plays into the whole concept that, or the whole idea that cats steal babies' breath, and the idea that. So this was a Drew Barrymore movie, and General was her cat, and her parents did not, or specifically her mother did not want her to have this cat. And the cat was saving her from this troll, and the troll was actually the one that was stealing her breath, and it was coming in. And it was. This was one of those movies that was a compilation of like several different ideas and films, short films, but
kind of an anthology.
Thank you, anthology. And but Cat's Eye, but the story of General is the one that sticks with me the most, just because I think that I don't know what it was, but I love that cat, and that was the first cat I remember seeing, and I'm like,
the kitty, want to keep the kitty. Yay! Okay, so speaking of animals we wanted to keep, I'm going to go ahead and switch us over back to vampires again. Something with animals and vampires, y'all. There's some connection there with it, but I'm going to bring up Miss Selma Hayek, Dancing with the Snake in From Dusk Till Dawn.
One of my favorites.
I wanted that. She's dancing with the dang snake, and everyone I knew who watched the movie was like drooling over her, and I'm over here like, I want that snake. Best fashioned boa ever. Like, look at it. So, I mean, she was very pretty, I will say. But anyway, the snake was also very gorgeous.
Every time I see that movie, and I see that movie at least once a year, if not more, I want to be George Clooney every time I see that movie. He's just in that movie. He is the coolest man on earth. And he can do anything he wants.
Or you could just be the director and write yourself into drinking beer off of her toes.
I was going to say, I'm sorry, Quentin Tarantino drinks beer off of her toes.
No, not only does he drink beer off
with that.
Not only does she drink beer off of her toes, he's like, I'm going to write this person who does this and cast myself in this role. No one else wants to drink beer off of Selma Hayek's toes while she's half naked dancing with a snake, right? No, No, I don't see any of your hands raised. Put them down.
She was a friend of Robert Rodriguez because of Desperado. QT had a big crush on her back in the day, and as we all know, if you know anything about Quentin Tarantino, aside from the fact that he directs brilliant movies, he's got a thing for feet.
He does. Yes. Totally has a. Oh God, yeah.
Totally, yeah. You can't escape it.
Joey the Roadie has a comment here. Trivia moment. She had to be hypnotized in order to dance with the snake. She was so terrified of that snake.
Oh.
Also, I think there was she was like, that thing was heavy. I think she spoke about how difficult it was to even dance with the snake.
I'll bet. Wow. Good comment, Joey. I did not know that. I've seen that movie a whole bunch of times. I never knew that. That's cool.
Yay.
Nice. Well, I've got a hero animal myself here that had one other pick here. So this, again, a little bit of an obscure one here, but I love werewolf movies. And a lot of times werewolf movies end up being obscure ones. I mean, you got a couple of the hits, American Werewolf in London, Jack Nicholson's Wolf, yada, yada. But Bad Moon is one of my favorites. Came out in 1996, has Michael Pare, Mariel Hemingway in it. The whole plot of the thing is that Michael Pare is kind of the uncle. He's working overseas somewhere, I think somewhere Asian. I'm not 100% sure where. Anyway, he's working somewhere overseas and basically gets attacked by a werewolf. Girlfriend and other people on his team don't make it. He does because he is also now a werewolf. Goes back home to the States to live with sister and nephew because, hey, maybe over this traumatic accident, hanging around with people, it'll be better. Thor the dog, on the other hand, which is a German Shepherd, good boy here, look at him. He is on an uncle from the word go. Like, I don't like you. I know something's not right with you. You smell different than when you came here last time. You're not right. And so Thor the dog ends up literally being the hero of the movie. Like, he kicks a werewolf's butt in the movie.
Yeah.
Yes, he does.
Oh, Thor.
Yeah, so he's the ultimate good boy, I think, is my opinion.
That is really cool.
And Bad Moon is actually based off a book, and the name of the book is Thor.
Oh,
I
so
did
it's
not know that.
like completely all about the dogs kicking butt. Nice.
The book is all, without being too far-fetched, the book is almost kind of from the dog's point of view.
Oh, nice. That sounds real. I would love to read that.
Yeah. I don't know if it's still in print or not. It was kind of obscure already in the 90s, but because it wasn't a hit book and it wasn't a hit movie. But like I said, just love the concept, love the movie, good performances, good makeup, good werewolf. Yeah. Practical effects. I'm looking at you, American Werewolf in Paris.
Okay. We weren't history.
What about Gremlins? There was a dog in Gremlins.
Oh, Barney.
Barney.
Yes, Barney.
Yes, Barney. Barney
So
was a good boy.
Does Gizmo count?
I don't think so. It is an animal.
Gizmo's a mogwai. He's a good boy.
He's a pet. He's a good boy. Yeah. I mean,
I was thinking of Barney more, but so.
But Barney and Gizmo both count, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right, fair.
That's
a good one. I saw that one when I was researching, and I was excited about it, but then I completely forgot to put it in my photos when I was submitting photos.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no! Go ahead, please.
No, go ahead, Neil. Go ahead.
No, it was actually in my photos, and I was like, I uploaded it and deleted it out. I'm so sorry.
One thing I forgot. Oh, sorry, great.
What? Purple water?
Weather. Movies.
Yes. No, I forgot to point out when I was talking about Sleepwalkers. Of course, that's based off a Stephen King story, right? Well, Stephen King has a cameo in the movie, but also like Joe Dante has a cameo in the movie. Toby Hooper has a cameo in the movie. Mark Hamill has a cameo in the movie.
Oh, wow. That's a lot of cameos.
There's a lot of cameos in there. Yeah.
I think I have like 3 more dogs that were on my list. I'm going to knock 2 of them out at once, though. We recently did a show on sharks, and in preparing for this show, I watched Megalodon, where there is this dog that falls into the water, and you think the dog expires at one point. And so when I was researching this, I thought about that dog and I was like, oh my God, Pippin. But then when I was researching it, there's almost an exact same scene in one of the Jaws movies with Tippett.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
And I didn't remember that because I hadn't seen Jaws in so long. So I was like, well, yeah, I gotta like bring this up. It's almost the exact same with the dog falls into the water. The shark is right there. You have that tension of like, oh, is the dog gonna make it? And so I wanted to bring that up too, because I know Pippin made it because I just recently watched it. I don't remember about Jaws though. So someone please lie to me and help me.
Pippin does make it, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Both made it, but similar scenes. So I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, Michelle and I make a point to try to watch Jaws at least around the 4th of July or somewhere in the summer. But yeah, so we've recently seen Jaws very recently. As a matter of fact, I have not seen Meg 2, but apparently there's also a dog in there. So we get like literally the same tension, but nothing happens to the dog either. Apparently.
Okay, good. Kill the people. That's fine. Don't kill the dog.
To get slightly off topic, but still on topic, there was a movie that came out during the pandemic. What was it like? The one that had Channing Tatum in it, where he's like a soldier and brings the dog back from overseas. And so I think the movie was called Dog or something like that. There's supposed to be like a feel-good movie. Yeah, there's supposed to be a feel-good movie, right? Well, because it was coming out around the time of the pandemic and everything was on fire and whatever else, literally one of the trailers the week before it came out and said, the dog does not die in this movie.
Aww.
Honestly, traumatized by it. Okay, we've all been. Don't watch Hachi. Not a horror movie, but
Marley and Me, Old Yeller.
No.
Generally, if there's a movie about the dog doesn't make it. And okay, so speaking of Joey, prepare. Here it comes. So
that wasn't horror though. Oh, but he had to comment that.
Oh, Joey, can we pop up the picture from I Am Legend? And can we talk about Samantha?
No.
Oh, okay. Okay, so those of us who are into horror movies remember this movie specifically for this dog, Samantha. Mm-hmm. And honestly, this Samantha broke me. It was the most brutal scene. This is his family dog. And honestly, I thought it was interesting that they went the entire course of the first half of the movie and referred to Samantha as Sam. So you didn't realize that Sam was a girl dog. And I don't know if that was on purpose or not. But
probably.
This was probably the most brutal scene of the movie when he has to kill his dog who has been bitten by one of the vampires who has been turned. And but more so than that, can we talk about the scene that follows? As much as I love the dog, when he goes into the store and he sees the mannequin and he's like, I promised my friend that I would say hello to you today. Hello. Please say hello. And he's talking to the mannequin. That broke me. That absolutely broke me. I see that face. I'm sorry, Lauren. I'm sorry, Magda. I know. I was already a broken shell of a person. And then he comes in and he's crying to the mannequin. And I'm like, oh my God, I don't know how to deal with this. That was probably the most brutal dog death. And we didn't riot.
And it was 100% unnecessary, because was that dog in the book I Am Legend?
No.
There's no dog. No dog.
No.
Just a dude living in solitude, reading books, learning stuff. He's not a geneticist. He's not a soldier. He's a dude who reads a lot of books, learning stuff, and his neighbors are all outside waiting to kill him.
So let's break the audience. Let's give a dog. Let's put a dog, and then let's kill the dog, trying to save the human. And then let's make the human go talk to mannequins.
I swear to God, it's the same people who watched all of the Disney films and the Never-Ending Story, who were raised on this like emotional ripping out of your heart, going like, "Oh, well, I miss that. Don't you guys miss that? We should do more of that."
No, we
don't miss that.
I did have one more to talk about, which was Dawn of the Dead. I cannot remember the name of the dog, but there's these scenes where there's the people in the one area, the girl, her dog, and like everyone, and then across the way in a building that they can see, there's a guy stuck on the rooftop across from them, and they're like talking with a whiteboard or like writing messages back and forth to this guy, and he's starving to death. He has no way of getting out. He has no way of getting food. And they realize that the zombies don't give two craps about this dog that they have. And so they load up the dog, and they don't absolutely know this. They had like a couple run-ins with the zombies where they left the dog alone to go for people instead. So they're like, oh, well, they don't really care about the dog. So they load up this dog with food and try and get the dog to go across the way to give the guy across from them food. And it was so tense, y'all. It was such a tense scene, them sending this dog out, and you don't know if it's going to come back. And there's zombies everywhere, and the dog's just like, I'm a good boy, and goes over, and you're like, do not kill the good boy. Do not kill the good boy.
Well,
his name is Chips.
Thank you.
Chips. Well, because you make a good point, Lauren, because in traditional zombie lore, zombies don't pay attention to small animals because they're out of their line of sight. A horse, on the other hand, yes, because that's line of sight, that's big, that looks like a person. It's food, whatever. So, but you know, the whole Zack Snyder, Dawn of the Dead, fast zombies business, we know that the rules are off. So it's like, you better not kill that dog.
Right. You bring up horse and zombies, and I start thinking the TV show where like the first episode, they have this horse, and I don't know if y'all know this or not, but the director of the episode the show was so mad because he could not get good shots. They had them build this big ass horse, this fake horse, and they put all this like food barbecue-y stuff inside, and it looked so hyper realistic, and they were all so proud of it, the props team and everyone, and all of the zombie extras were so excited to go dive on this thing and eat it. He could not get any good shots of the horse animatronic because they just kept swarming it every time he was like, action. They're like, ah! We got everyone straight for the horse.
So speaking of zombies, the whole title, If the Dog Dies We Riot, comes from The Walking Dead and Daryl Dixon's dog named Dog. Because, you know, you're sitting there thinking, it's like, the dog's going to die. The dog's going to die. The dog's going to die. Because, I mean, seriously. But, one more.
That's it, y'all. We got 2 minutes. One more.
We got 2 minutes. One more.
I don't want to know which one. Which one? Oh, George, do you got one?
What do we have left here?
You got one, George?
I do.
No,
I have one.
Magnus got one.
Too. Oh, Magnus got one.
Harry from Amityville.
Oh.
He's the only one that seemed to know what was going on. That dog was the one that was barking at things and trying to get people to pay attention when they didn't know what was on about.
Once again,
so
the animal being sensitive to supernatural.
Yeah. Actually, we've got one other on the list we forgot about from a TV series, Sleepy Hollow. We've got Gunpowder.
Thank you.
Or no, sorry, the movie Sleepy Hollow.
Yes,
yes. That's Johnny Depp.
I know that's Johnny Depp right there, isn't it? So Gunpowder is very interesting because Gunpowder actually seems to replicate the animated version of him.
Yeah.
So Gunpowder shows up in. He's in the movie. I mean, he's in the movie. He's in the story. He's in. So, but I love the idea that they introduced him. But so Gunpowder was actually a horse named GoldenEye, and Johnny Depp found out that this one-eyed horse named GoldenEye was going to be put down. He adopted the horse.
Yep.
Yay!
Johnny Depp has been known to actually be a bit of an equestrian and take on, like, the horses that are associated with him in his movies. He has a tendency to
do stuff like that.
Yeah. Oh gosh, but that story alone was just like,
Hi, Willow. A related story you guys may know, of course, from Lord of the Rings, Viggo Mortensen. He adopted his horse that he had throughout the entire film, but then also the horse that Liv Tyler's character rode. The trainer for that horse got very attached to it. She couldn't afford to buy it. Viggo bought the horse for her.
Aww.
I do believe that Henry Cavill also adopted Roach from the Witcher
he sure
series.
did.
So, yes.
Oh, wow. That doesn't surprise me. Yeah.
I absolutely love the idea that these actors go in and they get attached to these animals because they are part of their everyday life. I mean, if you think about how much time and how much energy goes into recording and filming, it's just absolutely amazing. So,
yes, he did, Dave Mattingly.
Yes, he did.
Apparently, Johnny grew up there in, what did it say, Kentucky?
Yeah, for a little bit. He was born in Florida, but he was in Kentucky for a few years, too, around high school age, yeah. So was Tom Cruise.
Interesting. So would that mean that he was somewhat, I don't want to say associated with the Kentucky Derby, but, that's very prevalent in certain areas here in the South.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, challenge mode, y'all. We covered, reptiles, we've got snakes, we've got cats, we've got dogs, we've got horses, birds. Someone mentioned the birds, but they were almost like kind of the villain of it. Was there like a good bird, like good birdie? I can't, bird box maybe, but I mean the birds all kept dying.
The crow.
Did they die?
The crow.
Oh, the crow. Oh.
Yeah.
Was it a real bird?
It was a raven. And the crow basically, the crow essentially was the one who kind of gave him his powers and woke him up from the dead and, kind of guided him on his journey. And yes, exactly right, Magda. Yep.
Nice.
It flew around and you could see what it saw. So
cool.
And if we we want to go animated fare, there's Iago from Aladdin. It's not a horror movie, but it's a parrot.
That's horrifying in itself.
It's Gilbert Gottfried doing a parrot voice, so it's got to be something horrific there.
I could never not hear 50 Shades of Grey read by Gilbert Gottfried. Like every time, every dang time his name is mentioned, that's where my brain goes.
I don't know that I've actually listened to that.
It was a skit.
Is it real?
I think it was a skit that they did. I think it was Saturday Night Live. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. But it was one of those style of skits where Gilbert Gottfried was, and then he put the metal beads up my ass, and everyone, it shows all these women listening to it. And they all have this really, they all have this really
besides cramping,
weird.
I wasn't
look on their face,
but
except
please
for
say
the
that
last
again.
one. What? Put the metal beads up my ass in the Gilbert Gottfried voice.
Yes.
Oh my God! Please say it again.
And then he put the metal beads up my ass. I don't actually know if that's anything they said. That's just what popped into my head. I don't even think the beads went in the ass in that book. I'm off topic. I think they went elsewhere. Continuing on, we love animals. Not that way, guys. Hang on.
It's getting worse now.
Dave Mattingly says, whenever those "who would you want to narrate your life" things goes around, I always answer Gilbert Gottfried. That's good. And they also said there was a thing where they read the 50 Shades of Grey.
And then I woke up. And it was a horrible experience. All over.
Yeah, we're past time. I think we gotta. I'm sorry.
On that note.
Oh my God.
Neil can't. She can't.
We have lost you. I'm getting an ab workout, not even doing anything besides cramping.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Someone said, Dave said, someone call a doctor for DL. Okay. Send us out, DL. Oh wait, people. If people want to find you, George, where can they find you?
I am on Fanatic Forum. You can find me on Facebook and YouTube. I go live Fridays at 7 p.m. Eastern time. I'd love for you guys to join me. We'll have a fun hangout. Not as fun as this, but we're gonna have some fun.
Okay, y'all, we're just sitting here laughing at this point. I'm sure people are listening and like, oh my god,
screams and be done.
If you come in late to the show here, we've just gone batshit crazy here. It's hysterical there.
It went from Gilbert Gottfried to 50 Shades to somehow bestiality. Just, I'm sorry. Accidental bestiality, is that a thing?
Accidental bestiality, new band name. I called it.
2023 bingo card, y'all.
Oh, and hang on. One comment we got to get in here because we forget her all the time. Hello, beautiful people. We know that's Keisha. Hello, Keisha, dear.
I don't know. It could be Carlin. It could be our friend Carlin.
Yeah, we have a Facebook user too.
It could also be, yes, but usually Keisha says hello, beautiful people. So I'm just going on past comments here. Oh, dear God.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
We are recovering.
All right. Send it out, DL. Make it stop.
She can't talk right now.
Magda, do you want to try and take it?
It was not like that. Oh my god! It's gonna
Folks, this is why we tune in. This is why we love the show. Because it breaks down sooner or later, and God bless it, it's great.
Joey, it's over. End it now.
It's over.
Screams, we'll see you next
You're
time.
not even gonna give him the pleasant screams. Just end it now.
Good night.
Like 4 damn times. God, because
Bye, y'all. Bye.
There you guys.
We end the damn show.
Pleasant scream.